All right, one more tutorial on pop-ups. This is going to show you how you can use some of jQuery's kind of fade in, sliding, animation magic, plus CSS to make a nice pop-up. So the style we're going to use here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to create the pop-up window and the button positioning I'm doing entirely with CSS. So I have this class equals pop-up, and I lay out exactly what I want with absolute positioning, background color, and so on and so forth to get this window looking how I want it to look. Now it comes time to hide it. So my pop-up itself is going to get hidden with jQuery. So I select the pop-up and I hide it, and I do that immediately when I load the document. So in this case, no pop-up anymore. That affects, in this case, I have more than one pop-up, and it can affect them all. So this will become my magical pop-up number 2. Beautiful. All right. So they are hidden. Now, when my magical, here, I'm going to actually change this to a class so that I can have more than one. Probably shouldn't call it magic, but that's okay. So whenever a magic, oopsie daisies, whenever a magic item is clicked, we're going to grab its next item. And what I did before, I'm going to erase this other code. That was using all CSS. Now we're going to say, grab the next item. So what I've done is I've set up my HTML so that I always have whatever's being clicked next to the pop-up. So I can just go next and whatever's next to it. The next item, I could also say the next child, that's a pop-up if I wanted, but anyway, it doesn't matter. So grab the next item, and now I can just use the simple, for example, slideToggle. Let's see if I remember that right. Now it slides down. slideToggle. Lovely. slideToggle. So that's the pop-up 1, that's pop-up 2. All right, if I preferred, I could do fadeToggle. Oops. Gotta hit reload. There it is. fadeToggle. And I could use anything else I wanted, but those are two very simple effects. The only thing I would do is take my pop-up. So I have a button class, goes pop-up close, which I positioned with CSS. I'm going to take the button close function. Before I built in my own toggle here, now I'm just going to say this, oops, parent fadeToggle. And that's going to make it consistent now. So let's see how that works. So now I say, make it appear, make it disappear. Make it appear, make it disappear. These can take times if you want to. This is probably a bad idea. Here I'm going to make it take a whole second, 1,000 milliseconds. And there it is. So in this case, I use the ease of jQuery to conveniently hide and fade things, and to, if I want, to change the details of those animations. Here, now I'm going to make it go much faster. But I'm going to use CSS to actually make it look like a pop-up window. So now it slides down. Very nice. In this case, I made them slide relative to the absolute position of the screen. I can change my pop-up code to be whatever I want in terms of exactly the positioning. So maybe I make it relative to where it would normally go, or what have you. But that's, oops. Yeah, in this case, they both go over each other, which is kind of funny. So CSS is easy to play with. If instead of saying absolute, I say relative, now I could say just move 50 pixels up from where I would normally be, and move maybe 10 pixels over, and we'll see how that does. So normally this would display below, now it moves up, and I could I can customize that and reload. So now this one will come up. That's a little too high. This one will come up like that. Unfortunately, that's going to expand the thing there because it's also taking up space. So I actually like the absolute positioning better. It just comes on the window. But anyway, there you go. So simple pop-up. Simple pop-up effect. And once again, what we do is we say, hide all the pop-ups right away, set up whatever the button, I called it magic, you could call it button, or probably should be called like activate pop-up, that'd be a better name, or pop-up button instead of magic. Pop-up button. Whenever that's clicked, just slide toggle the next thing, which happens to have CSS to make it look like a pop-up. And whenever pop-up closes, click to grab its parent, which is going to be the pop-up, and slide toggle that. So reload and pow. There it is. Pop-up number 2 and pop-up number 1. All right, very simple.